This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today's compliance tip of the day, we look at the unethical request. While a multitude of factors can influence ethical behavior, the interplay of four major ethics outcomes is tied to the daily decisions employees make with respect to how to behave in the workplace. They are pressure in the workplace to compromise ethical standards, observation of misconduct, reporting misconduct, and ultimately the retaliation perceived by employees after they report misconduct. So how can you move towards or utilize these going forward? Well, an employee receives a demand or even a request from a manager to perform an unethical act. The employee may feel trapped. When employees comply with that request, the behavior may lead to feelings of guilt or regret. Most people have an inherent desire to view themselves as good, moral individuals, and acting in a way that violates their own values is threatening to how they think of themselves. Complying with an unethical request can also induce a fear of getting caught and punished. Conversely, if an employee who refuses a request, especially on moral grounds, the employee can run the risk of offending the requester, who may feel judged and get defensive. If the requester is a supervisor and the employees don't comply, they could be retaliated against, or they could be cut off from resources like promotion, bonuses, and desirable assignments. Moreover, the long-term effects on employee motivation can even be more significant. Motivation and engagement at work, strong predictors of overall job performance, are affected to the extent to which employees' personal values match those of the workplace. People are more motivated and better able to sustain effort when the goals are authentic and the interests and the values align with both the employer and employee. When employees receive requests they deem to be unethical, they begin to associate their work with morally questionable activities on a go-forward basis. And obviously, you don't want that. The moral value incongruence can decrease job satisfaction, lower performance, and even lead employees to consider taking new jobs. So managers and supervisors can't even joke about making unethical requests. It's something that I think most employees view themselves in a way that they're going to be offended in some way by this, and it was certainly not a positive outcome in the workplace. So this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.